facility layer and filter. Okay, so up to this point we have discussed about what is there in the maps application. So I described to you the interfaces briefly, and then we discussed about layers, different types of layers that are available, including the external layers, and finally we talked in depth about what is there in the thematic layer. Right, so here let's try to talk about the facility layer and the filters. Okay, so let me just take one example where I want to see some information related to facilities, right? Health facilities. So let me take an example. For that one, first of all, I will have to add uh, the base map. So I'll be starting off with this Bing Road base map, and followed by that, I'm going to add a new layer, which is called facilities, right? And once I do that, it is asking me to select a group set. So I will select available group sets for the facility. So this week have discussed about when we were, I think it was on second day when we were discussing about metadata for DHIS2. So I'm going to select the type facility, and then I have to select the organization unit. So I will select organization unit as the main one. The scope I will define at the training land country level. And then here I have to select a level, and the level I will select as facilities, right? Okay, right. And then what I will do is I will click on add layer. So just to summarize what I did, I added a facility layer. I selected the group set. I selected the organization unit and the level as facility, and I'm going to click on add layer. So once I do that, this is what I am seeing. Can you all see? So here you will be able to nicely see what? You can see the country, which is the training land, and then I'm just zooming in. You can see the different types of facilities which are available, and the legend is mentioned here. So you will be seeing each of this facility and the icon next to it, right? So for example, this is a dispensary, right? And here you are seeing what? As a hospital, a district hospital, okay? And this one, which is a capsule icon, is a private medical practitioner, right? So here you can nicely see the legends which are available, and then you can get this visualization in your map, all the facilities in the country which have been categorized by the type. Is that clear? And you can, of course, at any time zoom in a bit to see whatever that is available. So let me also do something else, which is, of course, let me add that previous layer that I added. Okay, so let me do something like I'm going to add a thematic layer, right? And let me select the same example, which is elements, and then the data element group HIV, and then the data element HIV tests performed. Period, I will select last 6 months. Where is it? Last 6 months, right? Org unit, I will select training land at facility level, right? So now I'm going to add a thematic layer on top of the existing base map and the facility layer. I click on this, and this is what I see. I'm trying to zoom in so you can see, right, each of the facility, and which is actually the second level is the facility icon, and then on top of that you can see the thematic layer which is displayed, right? So one issue you are having is you may not actually see, like there may be some facilities for which you are not having data. Can you see? Now this one is just standing out there without any dot on it because it does not have any data. And the other issue is maybe some of these facilities we can't actually see the icon because the third layer, which is the thematic layer, is kind of totally overlaying the other one. So let me try to change the transparency a bit and see how it happens. Right, okay. So when I do that, now I am able to see, can you see? Now I'm able to see the icon a bit clearly because now the third layer is a bit more transparent, right? Can you see? So this is one example where we are using multiple layers of maps, right? We have, of course, the base map, the facility map, and HIV test performed, the thematic layer. Can you see? And the other thing what I want to highlight here is now here, if in case like now I want to highlight this factor about now when you're actually doing a particular demonstration, this is when it becomes really important. Now, when you are trying to do a demonstration, if you feel for some reason that whatever you are showing is too much, right? Now here you can see that there we have the facility type icons and also we have this thematic visualization, right? If the things are too much, and when you are actually performing the demonstration, you can temporarily hide some of the slides. So to do that, what you can do is now in case if I want to temporarily hide this facility type, what I can do is I can click on this eye icon, eye like icon, right? I'm clicking on this one and then it will totally hide the facility layer, right? Now the facility layer is not visible because I have clicked here, but what you can see here is actually thematic layer. So the thematic layer you are seeing, but facility layer you are not seeing here. But if I want to make it visible again, I can just click here and then your facility layer also becomes visible. Is that clear? So that way you can toggle between the values. Let me just keep the facility layer hidden for the moment. And then let me show you one other feature we have under the part 3. Now I'm going back and focusing my attention on this thematic layer. In that one, I'm going to click on this edit button, right? So I click on edit. So we have discussed so far about data tab, period, org units, and and also about style. But we have not touched so far is the filter. Okay, so let me try to click on filter and let's try to filter the data that we are seeing by an existing filter. Okay, so now here we are actually looking at HIV tests performed. So right now it is taking into consideration when it is drawing the map all the data which is available on HIV test performed. Let's try not to look at all the data, but if I just want to look at data which is only about females, right? So just imagine I'm doing a demonstration about like some women's forum, right? Where they are only considering about women, right? They don't want to discuss much about men, right? Here they want only to know what happens to women, right? So if that is the forum that I'm going to talk, I don't need men's data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this add filter, right? And here I can select the dimension. So I will select the dimension. Is there one called? Yeah. The one dimension that I'm interested in is called sex. So I'm selecting the dimension sex. And here then the next drop down menu appears. What are the dimensions, the options available in sex? So I will just select female, right? And I click on add filter, right? Sorry, I just have to select that one. That's it. So I've selected the dimension and item is female and I click on update layer, right? When I do that, the data is, now you can see here the filters, right? So the data, we have the HIV test performed and a filter has been applied, sex female. And the data which is represented here is now sorted and visualized based on the filter that we have applied. So the data that they have only considered is for the female only. Is that clear? So what we did was we had this data element which we were trying to demonstrate, which was HIV test performed. And for that one, we went to edit and when we then we went to filter and we tried to apply a filter. The type of filter we applied is sex and the item, the particular option under sex dimension was female. And when we do that, this is what we are able to see. Okay. So we have that way we are able to, narrow down and filter out the data that we are trying to visualize based on different dimensions, right? And now if we want to save this map, we can just click on save, right? We can mention HIV tests performed last 6 months facility, so that now we have two favorite items, one for the entire HIV test performed for last 6 months and the other one for the female.